Honestly, I'm a little nervous to be giving this speech, but thankfully I don't have glossophobia, which is the phobia of giving public speeches. Lots of phobias are common. A lot of people have them, but we don't give much recognition to it.
Gabriel and Raymond Stent, please come to the office.
You have probably felt fear too, just like Niobe. Niobe is a character in an ancient Ethiopian folktale, as told by Eustress. Niobe was named after fear. It's an old folklore tale. And what he did is he set out to change his ways. So he said, I will conquer fear. So he went out and camped under the twilight, and he was very scared. And he heard lots of wolves howl around him, and he decided that he was going to stay and continue on his journey and not be afraid. Like Niobe, we can all have a part in feeling fear and overcoming it. And we'll get more to his story later. So what exactly is a phobia? Well, a phobia is some sort of irrational fear, and over 19 million people have them, or have a recorded phobia. So how many phobias exist? Well, there is an infinite number because you can be scared of anything, whether it's made up in your mind or it's real. But on phobialist.com, it listed more than 530. So what's the difference between regular fear and an actual phobia? Well, with fear, it can be cautionary. So if you go up to a cliff and you look over, you might be a little warned to step away. With a phobia, it's kind of consuming. So if it takes out of your daily routine to be scared of, let's say, heights, then you could have started a consuming, threatening fear, which would be seen as a phobia. Okay, so now that we know that over 19 million people are affected by phobias, we need to know some common myths. So once a phobia, always a phobia? It's not necessarily true. If you do have a phobia, there are many proven ways to overcome them or solve them. So it is treatable. And only people with mental disorders or crazy people have phobias. That's not necessarily true either. You don't need some sort of psychological disorder to have a phobia. Anyone can. So what's actually happening in the brain when you get a phobia? Well, a test at Harvard, they did some animal testings, and they found that when you have intense fear reactions, it's from a dysfunction in the amygdala. So it's sort of in the center of your brain, and it's a part that controls your emotions. So how do you treat them? Well, there are many different options. With counseling or psychotherapy. You can do cognitive behavioral therapy, which is one of the main ways. Anxiety medications, antidepressants, minor tranquilizers, or beta blockers, which is another sort of medicine. Going back to that Niobe character, what happened to him? He continued on his journey and he came to a village. And within the village, there was this big monster. Everyone was fearful, and they told him, go back. You should not keep going. And he said, no, I will conquer this fear, and I will go and destroy this monster for you. And they said, oh, he has eyes like a dragon, fire breath. And he said, no, I will keep going. So he goes into the mountains, and he sees this monster, and as he climbs, it starts getting smaller, and he thought this was a curious thing. As he got closer and went over, it turned invisible, and all that was left was a tree frog, which he picked up and returned to the village. When they asked what was in his hands, he said, this is it. It's called fear, and I have captured it. So now I hope that I have taught you a little bit more about what over 19 million people have been affected affected by